Hello, and thank you for joining me for the collective all signs reading for Monday, December 27th. Angels and spirit guides, what messages do we have for angels and spirit guides? What messages do we have for the collective for Monday, that one flew away, literally flew away. Angels and spirit guides. What messages do we have for the collective energy for Monday? Divine guidance for, whoa. Okay, we're not taking out the whole deck, so I'll take this one that flipped all the way over. These are all the other ones that flipped over. I may or may not read those at the end, or I may just pick a few out or just kind of do a brief overview of them. Let's see how the reading goes, or if I'm feeling like I need to pull those. Okay, so your first card out here we have is gratitude and thanks. Let me see this. Person here has her hands are up in this position of receiving guidance, receiving abundance, prosperity, money, wisdom, information, joy, flow, energy, passion for creative projects. This says gratitude and thanks. So Spirit is reminding you that when you stay in an attitude of gratitude, that more abundance can more easily flow to you. So you want to stay in this, noticing the tulips at her feet. There's red tulips and white tulips. And also these pink lilies. There's a bouquet of pink lilies here. Be sure to look those up after the video. There'll be additional messages for you there. So we can see that she's generating like this magical flow of energy from having this, from being in this state of blissful gratitude, right? So the more you put out the energy, the more that energy is going to return to you like a boomerang. Okay, then we have number 39, romantic love. Frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. So this picture kind of reminds me of a flower in bloom, but it also has like those 6 distinct points, like almost like a 6 pointed image there. It's like those dots of energy form like a matrix that are like connected. And then we have give love. Here, beautiful card. We can see these two are outside by a fire. They both have candles, so they're both exchanging like this information exchange or passionate exchange of creative energy, creative like spiritual energy. Don't get too close to the candle. You're going to burn your whiskers off, silly. So we can see the cats here at the bottom. You may have a small cat or a small companion animal, a small dog or other companion animal that goes through life with you at this time. Or if you don't have one, you should definitely consider adopting one, because both figures in this, there's 2 cats and 2 people. So it's, to me, I'm getting the vibe that like each person like belongs to a cat. So if you don't have a cat, you definitely should consider getting one. So I'm noticing the little hearts there like that are like floating away in the fire, so that like magical fire energy is like producing the crackles and sparks that are coming off are actually little hearts. Also, the moon has like a face on it, and it's kind of like smiling down on this connection, so it's also, it may be a same-sex connection. Both of these witches are female. Doesn't have to be, but it can be. Okay, and then we have meditation for creativity. We see the pet there, the dog. They're painting at the bottom. That's so cute. So yeah, this magical fire energy is like coming out of his wand and is like making the painting on that canvas. So I feel you may be very much creatively inspired. You may feel this spiritual heat to create new artworks. They're both painting on canvases, so you may feel this urge to actually paint, or maybe go to art classes or learn how to paint watercolors, or maybe acrylics. Oh, actually the cat is actually painting too. So both the cat and a dog are painting in the person. So, and they're in a castle, and there's other paintings already on the walls. So you may be artistically talented. It's like you just have to like let the energy flow through your paintbrush. It kind of magically just makes this sort of like phoenix. I'm getting a really phoenix bird like vibe off of this painting. Like even though we could just see the edges of it, that's what it reminds me of, very much that phoenix like firebird energy. Then we have number 6, Third Eye Chakra. Again, we see these interconnected dots, right, that we saw on romantic love, that grid type of illustration. So the frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. So I feel very much that you're getting a third eye chakra upgrade. You may have been seeing visions behind your eyes when they've been closed. You may have had visions come through in that state where you're just about to fall asleep. You may feel like a tingling in your forehead area where this third eye chakra is located. It's like you're feeling this energy center like open up, which leads to like psychic abilities. You may hear things, like you may be clairaudient as well. So, but definitely connected to like the spirit realm and ESP. And then we have seasonal harvest. We can see this witch here has her magic wand, and this speaks to the cycles of life, nature, earth, the universe, right? What we reap what we sow. So like, you can't have a harvest if you don't plant any seeds, right? You can't have a harvest if you don't tend to your garden, you don't water it every day, and you don't pull out the weeds. So it's basically, you know, the garden is like an analogy for our life, right? So you got to tend to the right things. You got to put the energy and time and effort into the right areas. You got to pull out those weeds and not contemplate on them, but just pull them out, you know? So I see lavender in this card. Be sure to look up lavender. There'll be additional messages for you there. It looks like there's basil in her basket, so look up basil as well. Again, we see the cat familiar and the moon tattoo, the moon cycles tattoo on her arm. So you may feel very connected to that particular symbol. And then we have number 33, miracle. Frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. So spirit reminding you that when you believe anything is possible, it is. And then we have transformation and change. So we can see this figure is walking from like a dark night to like a new day. So you may be leaving some heavier energies behind, some darker energies, some toxic situationships, people, relationships you had to cut loose in the last year, because you came to the realization that these situationships didn't serve your higher good and that they were only holding you back. And because you are transforming and changing, this card says transformation and change. We see the two butterflies as well as the two cats on there. So butterflies completely transform, right? They start out life as a caterpillar, and then they go into like the chrysalis stage, where it doesn't appear on the outside that anything is happening, but that's when the real transformation is taking place. And then they emerge from the chrysalis as this butterfly, this winged creature that can now fly. So your life may be going through this transformation as well, where the first part of your life, you were like a caterpillar, and now you've come out of the chrysalis and you're starting to learn how to fly. And it's really driving this change, this huge transformation is driving all this personal change in your life, in your environment. You might be completely changing your career as well. Or definitely you're thinking about it. Okay. And then we have meditation for peace and serenity. So we can see this figure here is just kind of floating. So this is, you know, don't force the answers to come. Just sort of get into that state and see what kind of floats into your awareness. Noticing the fish, there may be some Pisces, sun sign Pisces in your life that you're dealing with. Also, look, he's got on his forehead, you could see his third eye is opening, right? You could see the symbol on his third eye. So that echoes that third eye chakra card that we had here previous. That you're getting this opening of your third eye. You're becoming more psychically aware of the vibrational energies around you and how they affect everything. The turtle. So to me, that signifies, you know, like slow and steady wins the race. Like that old, you know, story of the turtle and the hare, right? Where the hare runs off at first and has a big, huge lead on the turtle, but because the turtle goes slow and steady every day, he eventually wins over the hare, who goes in spurts but isn't able to maintain that kind of energy. So to me, I'm really getting that, you know, if there's a certain goal that you're working towards, it's slow and steady, right? Every day, make a little move closer to that goal. And then before you know it, you'll be there, right? You'll be able to look back in a few months or in a year or in 2 years, and you'll be able to see just how incredibly far you've come. Okay, and then we have inspiration, courage. So we can see this figure here has her hands over like her heart chakra. And we can see all this fire magic, like all these candles are lit in the background of this card. So to me, so it actually says on the bottom, inspiration and courage. But because I'm seeing all these candles, there's actually 8 candles. The number 8 may be significant somehow. Look up the number 8 in numerology. After this reading, there'll be an additional message for you there. So this smoke, this like spiritual energy that's coming off of these candles, I'm getting like, so what you should do, here's my recommendation, is I would get some tea lights and put them in like a safe glass holder, and then I would say my intentions out loud, like whatever I wanted to manifest, right? Like I'm happy, healthy, wise, I'm healed, my bank account's full of money, I can afford any vacation I like, or whatever. And then I would light my candles, right? And then let those candles burn all the way down to the end. And then when they go out, that wisp, that magical wisp of like intention, like because you said it out loud, will like go out into the universe and like start to like manifest, right? So those are you're like planting those spiritual seeds, you know, that we saw here in seasonal harvest, right? You need to plant seeds to have something to pick from your garden later. So, you know, keep that in mind. It's not just an analogy. It's actually like, you know, you could think of growing your money that way too, right? Like if you're not investing, if you're not saving and investing any money, then how is your money ever going to grow, right? If you're not planting any seeds in your money garden, how are you ever going to get a harvest? Okay, then we have number 16, conception. Right? Or have enough to quit your job, which is just most people's goal, I think, in life. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. So it's Spirit reminding you how powerful you are, that you can manifest just about anything you want through your own focused awareness and intention. And then we have number 25, Emergence. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. So again, we see this radiating energy out from the center, right? It's like a flower, almost like a pointed star energy, like or an energy web, an interconnected energy web. Okay, then we have number 43, transition, which this symbol almost reminds me of like a I don't know, like a Christmas decoration in the middle, but or like one of those spinny things. Frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. So Spirit reminding you to let go and allow the transition to occur with ease and grace. And then we have tears of joy and sadness. We see the mirrored, both one side is joy and the other side of the mirror is sadness. So you may be clearing out, you may be having some tears of sadness to clear out some old energy from some, people or stuff that's kind of just hanging around energetically that you still need to get rid of. We see the teardrop design on her dress there, the big blue teardrops. So you may be also celebrating some huge victory very soon that will make you shed tears of joy. Something that you've waited for your entire life is coming to fulfillment, and it's going to be bittersweet. You've worked incredibly hard for something, and it's starting to bloom, starting to blossom. Look at that huge flower in her hair. Something's starting to really blossom. And it's going to make you cry. Okay, so we have sun and stars. So we see this figure here. The cat is actually looking out onto the constellations. She has her magic wand. We see this magical energy that surrounds her magic wand. So you may feel that to get a magic wand or do some sort of magical spell work, or she's wearing purple, so that to me speaks to the crown chakra, which actually came out here, number 7. We're going to read that after. We see the moon, a slice of the moon down here, so like, and then the sun, so like the cycles of day, night, and like the seasons, right? The whole cyclical nature of life in the universe, life, death, rebirth, regeneration. She's looking out and up and up and out, like she sees something beyond in the future. You may see something beyond, like that's out there that you're striving for. Her magic wand is like in the nighttime, like over the moon. You may have done some spell work at night. And it's manifesting into your reality. It's taken a few months, but it's starting to manifest into your reality by day now. Interesting energy coming off that card. 41, synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that the new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Okay, and then we have joy and delight. You see this figure here is doing a cartwheel in her garden. Her pets are playing around her. She's got this big picnic set out. So an abundance of, food, prosperity. It looks like she's on a farm. Those flowers look to be poppies. Be sure to look up poppy flowers. There'll be additional messages for you there. She's wearing a red dress, or like an orange-red dress, which to me like signifies like the solar plexus chakra, like that confidence and that that ability to just like go for the things that we want in life. So joy and delight, so spirit reminding you to have some fun. Go outside for a walk, go for a picnic if you can, play with your pets. Life isn't always about work and your to-do list. Go have a picnic, drink some wine, enjoy some cheese and some grapes. I'm noticing some grapes in the background. Be sure to look up grapes. There will be additional messages for you there. So we have number 7, crown chakra. The frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. So I feel that you're going to be doing a lot of that in the upcoming year, transmuting this negative energy into light. And then we have number 8, alchemy. Frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. So these look like, they remind me of interconnected gears. But then also we have that faint outline of like a 6-pointed star. I don't know if it's kind of light on this card. I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but anyway. Then we have 34, passion. Frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. Just give me one sec here, guys. I'm going to grab a drink. All right, let's see what's in here. Communication, consciousness, Merkaba, allowance, prosperity, soul time. Yeah, okay. Number 14, communication. Frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. And then we have number 17, consciousness. Frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. And then we have number 32, Merkaba. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experience into our present to serve our highest purpose. And then we have 9, allowance. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way, without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. So Spirit reminding you not to resist the changes. Then we have number 36, prosperity. Beautiful card. Beautiful drawing there on that card. Frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundant and richness that the universe provides. Then we have number 40, soul time. Frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. We can see the figure 8 there in the background. Top to bottom. It's faint, but it's there. Okay, and then we have change and progress. And we can see this figure has navigated these rapids. You may feel that you've navigated a situation recently that's been fairly challenging. You've navigated this challenge well. You're being guided by spirit. We see this magical lights here coming off the water and is in front of him, showing that this figure is being led the way. So I feel this is you. You're very much noticing the changes that are happening around you and your progress of how far you've come. And we have meditation for clarity. Meditation for clarity. So we see this figure here in front of this pool of water, seeing their own reflection. The cat is looking in the reflection too. It looks like there is some sage there, smoke in the background. You may feel led to light some incense in your space as well. So I'm noticing the broom behind her. You may feel the need to clean up, physically clean up your environment, throw out old stuff, give some things away, clear out the clutter. You know, if you don't use it, bless somebody else with it. Okay, and then we have strength and resilience. So I feel you're very strong at this time, even though those winds of change blow around you, very strong, and you can sense them. You're very much holding your position. You're not allowing others to push you off of your to bump you out of your lane, like, so to speak, You're just holding firm to your vision. Spirit wants you to hold your vision. Okay, you may be challenged by individuals in your environment, toxic family members, people who say nasty things, people who never have any encouraging words for you. You know that person is toxic. right? If every single thing you tell them in your life, they come up with some negative thing to say about it, that's a toxic person. Okay, and then we have hibernation and regeneration. So you may feel very much like you just want to hide in your cave, snuggle up with your cat there and your crystals. We see the roots of the tree there, so very much this is a cycle in your life where you're now starting to put down some roots. And these roots are, look how big they are. Like, they're big as her. Like, you're putting down some massive roots. You're either like starting a new business, starting a side gig, coming up with some passion project that's going to pay you money. You're putting down some roots in a big way. Like, those are some big roots. Okay, and then we have water magic. So we see this figure here is reading from this magical book that's just floating in the air, and the cat there is playing in a bowl of like water. We see like a goldfish bowl, I guess it is, and the witch is like gathering water from the fountain there, so you may feel led to like do some spells with water, you know, take long showers or soak in the bath, or even we see this figure is outside by like a lake, or maybe even go by a lake if you're fortunate enough to live somewhere where it's warm this time of year. And I'm noticing the seashell and the sand dollar at the bottom. Be sure to look up sand dollar. There'll be additional messages for you there after the video. Yeah, so two trees on this card. So again, which speaks to that whole growth and transformational and transmutation of energy, right? Like, trees take water and sunlight and they transmute it into growth. So I feel that you're going to be going through a growth period as well. You're going to be magically transmuting this energy, and water, this water magic is water is going to have something to do with it. You might need to physically drink more water. If you're feeling kind of depressed and you want to feel like in a more positive frame of mind, then drink more water. Okay, so we have 20, discernment. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. So I feel very much that you're going to be embodying this compassionate and this energy of wisdom, of not judging people, you know, realizing that everyone is on their own journey through life, and, you know, we're all just doing the best we can. We're all just doing the best we can. Okay, and then we have connect with Gaia. So you might want to actually do this meditation where you visualize your like the energy going out of your body into the center of the earth. Like, visualize yourself growing roots, as we see like from the bottoms of your feet, as we see in this depiction there. So we see the face on the tree, so you may feel very connected to like tree spirits, or like a forested area whereby you live. You might like feel like walking there is like really grounding for your soul. Again, we see this cat familiar with this figure. You may have a cat, or you may be thinking about getting a cat. Then we have number 28, Gaia. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to the Great Mother and to the universe that birthed us all. So we're all connected, right? Whether we like it or not, that's just the way it is. So you know, we all come from that same spiritual source, that same spiritual well. Okay, then we have number 23, dynamic. Frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. And then we have number 4, heart chakra. Frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. And then we have number 37, realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. I feel that you're becoming the highest expression of yourself in this world, and you're very much coming into this realization energy. Then we have 27, fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. I feel that you're very much embodying this. You're very much growing into this new and grander expression of yourself. And then we have healing waters. Healing waters. So we see this person pouring water over their head. You may feel led to take a long shower and like say a water affirmation, like, these waters heal my mind, body, soul, and spirit. These healing waters cleanse me. Something like that. In this particular card, the familiar is a fox. So be sure to look up fox. There'll be additional messages for you there. So here we see like an actual waterfall and like a desert area. So you may, that it looks like this figure has just come from. So you may feel that you've just come out of a period in your life that was very dry, very desert-like, very like there was just no water, if you know what I mean. It was very dry. And yeah, like look at that tree in the background there, like it's dying because it has no water. Like it's like you were in a place in your life or maybe in your career where there was just no water. You were just not able to grow how you wanted to because there was just no nourishment. And then we have accept love. So we see this witch is brewing up this cauldron of love, this big love energy. All these hearts are floating out. We see the cat at the bottom as well playing with the big heart there. So you may like to cook soups or stews or it says accept love. You may want to cook dinner for someone that you care for. Maybe invite them over or maybe just drop it off to them considering the current situation in the world. Accept love. Maybe it just means accept love from your special pet. There's a cat there that's taking up a corner of the card. And then our last card is affirmation for growth. Affirmation for growth. So spirit reminding you to say out loud what you want that you want to grow. We see this witch has this little seedling here, right? So plant the seeds that you want to grow in your life. Affirmation for growth. So we see the cat behind her here is also planting seeds. And again, we see the broom, so you might want to do some physical cleanup in your environment. That out with the old, in with the new. type of energy. Let me pull a trinket for you guys. Okay, so we have the heart. That's two different sides, but that make up the same heart. So you may be entering a relationship soon with someone who's very different from you, but that you feel very much is a part of you, or very much your other half, or very much completes you emotionally. We're going to put that on heart chakra. And then we have the Eiffel Tower with 2 stars on it. 2 stars on it. You may feel connected to Paris. You may have wanted to travel there. You may be literally becoming a star. We see the 2 stars on this Eiffel Tower. Like in the physical world, you may be becoming some sort of a star. You may be becoming famous. We're going to put that under realization. Realization. You may be just planning some travel. Then we see this symbol of a little girl. A little girl. So you may be raising a little girl. You may feel connected to children. You may feel very much spiritually connected to that childlike energy. This may represent your inner child. You know, this reminds us to have fun, to play, to make time in our day to play. And we're going to put that on soul time. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so very much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.